Welcome to 20W Infinite a place of mystery and adventure. I tried to survive 100 days, and my first attempt didn't go so well. So, I decided to try a new realm, which I chose as Easy Dog, because it's going to be easy and a dog, and I went in. First thing I was greeted by was this weird tealish place and greenish. And I spawned on an end ship, which I would soon learn that are actually pretty common in these type of worlds, along with some other stuff, which you'll see later. So at first I thought I was in like one of the fleet places with like a bunch of end ships, but yeah, I was wrong. It was much more than that, and it had a bunch of chests and floating blocks and lots of stuff. So I decided to go exploring. I harvested items from the chests that were around, the starter chests, which gave me a great starting opportunity, I guess. So, and then I decided to go exploring for a good place to settle down. I also marked where I was. And after a while, I seem to have found this weird flower place. And it was kind of weird, but then, next to it, I tried looking around to see if maybe there's something to find. And I also noticed that there was a lot of end portal things. So, that was interesting. But anyways, while I was looking around the flowers, I found something very interesting. A perfectly flat place for me to build a house. So that's what I did. I now have a house that I built out of the wood from the starter chest, and I just broke the chest with an axe. It was much easier. So, there's my house. You like it? So, I decided to go do some exploring, because I was going to be stuck here for a very long time. And it'd be an annoying time, for sure. So, I took one last look at my flowers and fell in them and memorized my coordinates and then started adventuring. I didn't have the sound on yet, but then soon I remembered to turn it on. After a while, I reached this weird clay place, which was pretty much just a new biome, so I decided to get some of that, because why not? Then I noticed that this place was very different. It had like bones, like fossils, and chiseled stones, and floating glass panes. And, of course, some starter chests. So I decided to decorate my home, so I decided to harvest some chiseled stone before taking a look at that. But, yeah, it was infested. So, trying to not die, I quickly tried to kill them, but there's just too much. And I knew I was gonna die, so, and they were summoning all over the place. So I ran to higher ground and towered up. Destroyed the panes so they couldn't get up. And I knew they couldn't reach me, so I was good. But they were trying to parkour up to me. So I destroyed the glass pane. But I need to kill them, but I didn't know how. If I went down one more, they were going to jump up here. So I couldn't do that. So, using my brain, I thought of something different. Do this. Then, I was one thing lower, and they still couldn't hit me, but I could pick them off easily. I also got some pretty good XP along the way. Then I did some more exploring. using the boat flying technique, I was able to do some pretty neat things, which helped me a lot. And I decided to get up to a higher place so I could see. Io! To see if there was any more biomes for me to explore. And thankfully that clay came in handy. But unfortunately, I ran out of clay, so I just did that. And it worked great. Collected some stuff from the starter chest, just for food reasons, because I was getting kind of hungry, even though I had more. You can never have too much food. And I also noticed there was these weird flying fish things. But I soon learned that they were actually omegas. So, not fish, but still cool. And then I wrote down. And I was headed back home. But it would take a while. A long time. Eventually, I reached back home with my green, weird-looking fog. So I decided to get to work to improve my home, because I was going to be staying here in this house quite a while. So I thought that I would improve it. So one thing would be that I had quite a couple of choices to do. I could either make maybe a statue or something, or a giant pillar so I could see stuff, or just a trail that could lead me back to the original portal. Because I had all these books, and I could always throw them in whenever I wanted to take me to new dimensions so I could upgrade my house and get more blocks and stuff. I decided to build a pillar, but not just a pillar. I actually did kind of a combination of both. I built a pillar up, but then I built a trail that led to the original portal. Then I built some ladders. And got some more ladders. And I had 3 extra. But whatever. And then I boated down and decided to call it a day. But soon later, I'd finished my thing. My computer was kinda starting to lag, so I turned down the render distance. And yeah, I was okay. But anyways, I decided to throw a book in the portal. I took one last look at this world. I may never come back, or be able to come back. Hopefully the second one. Destroy or capture. Let's go with capture. I threw it in. Got ready. And then I jumped in, axe in hand, ready to defend myself. Took a while, which kind of scared me since that meant there could be lag. And also, there was this, which, but it was just more lag. So I was fine. And when I turned up my render distance, I saw this. A chaotic place filled with snow and lava. Those two things do not mix well. And lots of wood. After killing that blaze that managed to shoot me, I decided to boat down, and I landed right on top of the village house. Perfect spot. So I got my coordinates and got my boat and decided to explore this village, which happened to be very good because villages contain lots of resources. And after walking around, oh, I also turned on the volume, there was this weird no block sound, so yeah. And it was kind of just like a normal village. I didn't notice anything too great about it, and it didn't really have any valuable resources. So I decided to go mining for no blocks, because why not? Testing them out, and they work. So I did what I like to call the most interesting mining experience of my life. Mining no blocks. And after I got enough, I decided to kill the iron golem, after realizing that it was there, and I could use its irons for some pretty good stuff. After making a shield and a bucket, I also built a piano. Tuned it, and added a whole second part, octave. It also turns out that the C was an F, but it doesn't matter, it still sounds the same. Then I just organized my stuff, upgraded my house, added a few new chests. The place was looking pretty good. And because of these, I was just hearing this weird noise creep me out, so I decided to turn off the jukebox. But then I wanted to go to a new dimension, so that's what I did. Brand new dimension. When I arrived, it was a bit laggy, but not too. I also had this weird sound. And then it and I also got some wool to make a bed, because, you know, I was pretty interesting to see how the bed would work in this dimension. Like, would I even be able to sleep with the days and nights? Nice. With the days and nights always alternating so quickly? So I decided to see what would happen. I crafted a red bed and slept. But that happened. Completely forgot about it. So, rushed. I ran back, rushed. Because I was rushed, so I decided to rush back. I went down the ladder, not so slowly, and when I came back, I was given a terrible sight. A beautiful house on fire, burning me with it. All my gear lost. I just watched my house burn. Thankfully, I still had the Ender Dragon head. But my whole wood chore had been lost. So then I decided, after gathering all my stuff, I decided to build a new house. And I became kind of, I didn't really care. Because my thoughts of doing it all in hardcore were destroyed, so I decided to just switch it to survival. And then, once I had all the supplies, I built my house. Well, they say that a house is where you can take off your armor, and that's what I've done. I've taken off all my armor. Not that I have any. I might have a shield, but that's not armor. But as you can see, this is my new house. Completely made of diorite, I think. That's what it is. Yeah, it's diarrhea. I went back here and tried to gather some more stuff, such as dirt, because I had seeds, and that meant that I could plant, but I was greeted by this. And I tried to kill it, but I died. Anyways, I went back and got the dirt. And then I planted the farm and then made a terrible mistake. So, yeah, I couldn't really find the bucket, which was one of the most important things. So I turned on the hitboxes to better see it, and I tried looking around for it, but it was very hard to find. But soon, after a while, I found it, hidden in the fence. However it got there. Soon, I decided I was ready for a new dimension. You definitely need something better than this bowl dimension, or lag dimension, whatever you want to call it. And this is where I landed. Oops. This is where I landed. It's a beautiful dimension. Clouds, unmoving moons, beautiful sunsets, always on, and end stuff. So, for some reason the water didn't work here. So I just pillared up and tried to get the iron rods. And I thought it'd be easier to mine them if I just broke the end crystal, and then it would destroy. Made sure I was safe and died. So, I got my stuff. Time to go to the next dimension. Well, what I found was honestly a really good dimension. It was very cool, and it made my stone tools look like netherite. But then I got that, which actually kind of terrified me. But that also meant that I couldn't mine the cobblestone until I got milk, which is not going to be in a while. Maybe not even ever. And mining fatigue just really messed things up. So I tried to explore without really mining anything. And then off to the next dimension I went. This was a weird one. It was pretty much the end, which was cool, I guess, but I decided to turn up my render distance so I could see if there's any interesting stuff here. I mean, it mostly just seemed to be chorus root and stone. But why not wait? Oh. This was gonna be good. Seriously? So, I was ready. And I managed to get in and securely blocked myself inside. And then I killed the shulkers one by one. 1, 2. And then I tried going up, but the shulkers, they're just too powerful. And their hits did a lot of damage. So I eventually got stuck on the roof, and I needed to get in, but they just kept on hitting me over and over, and I was almost stuck. So I tried going up, And I also remembered that my water bucket doesn't work here for some reason, so I was kind of tried to get my health back and died. Rushed, I hurried back and died. And then I eventually made it back, got my gear, and I was ready to try this again. Kill these shulkers. They're kind of annoying though. Little did I know that it would take me lots of time to finally defeat this shulker base and city thing. It was pretty much a shulker base, since they were conquering the whole place, preventing me from doing anything pretty much. So, I snuck in. I broke the glass and invaded through the top floor. I killed the shulker guards. And was then inside, unharmed. And while I was going up, I died again. And then I tried mining a piece of glass for like 2 minutes with mining fatigue. It was annoying. And I finally broke it. And that really made me feel happy. Eventually, my mining fatigue was over, and I tried looking for my items that I'd lost. And unfortunately, they were gone. They'd all despawned while I had the mining fatigue for 5 minutes, so they disappeared because they only last for 5 minutes. So, sadly, I jumped down. And died. So, I decided to build some graves to honor my fallen items who died because of the Elder Guardians. Definitely not me. It was the Elder Guardians who gave me mining fatigue, obviously. So, wanting revenge, I did some weird crap shoot thing, and I tried to kill the shulkers. But I did well. I managed to kill a lot of them, one by one, and get their shulker shells, which is a plus too. But in the main room guarding the treasure, there was like a lot, almost 30, maybe even 4. I don't remember how much, but it was a lot. So I tried killing them. But there's just too much. They're too powerful. I went and hid. Got ready for another round of fighting. Ate my apples. Went down. Tried to kill the shulkers. Because they would die. Oh no. And by the way, this is what happened to the wool place. Turns out there was actually lava, and that's what's causing the noise, as you can see in the subtitles on the right bottom right. That weird sound is, yeah. So, I was determined to get in. The reason I went to the wool dimension, or lag dimension, was to get a bed that was going to blow up the shulkers with explosions. But I needed somewhere to place down the bed, and I couldn't really think, so I died. And then, while I was coming back to the overworld, a creeper kind of snuck in and blew up the portal. That was very stressful. So I decided to kill myself. And then I made a new portal, which you look at, and I ended up here. Which seemed to be Purple Stair Place. And and I memorized my coordinates just in case this place was a keeper. Because I decided I would do something different this time. Oh no, dragons? I would trash some dimensions if I didn't like them. As in, I would just replace them with the new book. So I decided to go swimming after seeing it was the only place I could go. And I got scared by the mining again. I mean, honestly, it was a pretty cool place, but there just wasn't really anything to do. It wasn't, so yeah, I kind of trashed it, or deleted it, whatever you want to say. Then the next place I was greeted with was what I call the sand dimension, and I kind of had no idea how to get out of here. But thankfully, something I didn't know was that you could place blocks while inside a portal block, and that was helpful. Made sure I didn't die. I also changed my language to Shakespearean. And was in a new dimension. The new dimension was an interesting one. And I didn't really know what was below me. I tried to break that, and it turns out it was just oak wood. So everything had a very reddish tint. Memorized my coordinates and went exploring. Everything was oddly covered. Failed. I trashed the world and got here. And the moment I got here, I was excited. Because it meant I had another opportunity. Except that it was lava, so I couldn't really place wood planks. And the next dimension I got to was this dimension. Now, this was a cool dimension because it was the only one that was overworldly, I guess you could say. Although the colors were a bit annoying. It had trees and mushrooms and grass and dirt, so I could farm whenever I wanted. And I was also greeted by this interesting thing, which was kind of cool. And then I started building a bridge to that weird place I'd seen over there. And then soon I'd gotten there, and I thought it was note blocks, but they were just jukeboxes. And it was really starting to lag. And there was night hacks, or phantoms, whatever you want to call them. I saw these weird turtle eggs, and kind of tried to escape because I was going to die soon. And I didn't want to die. No one wants to die. I also got, Minecraft has stopped responding, and died. Now the next place I got was another Enly one. Not overworldly, but Enly. Kind of lava, and green and stone. I trashed that. And went to the next place. I wonder what it would be. And I was very surprised, which meant I could go to this dimension, which I wasn't very excited about. But that also meant that I could go to some other dimensions, specifically this one. It was time. My bed had not despawned, or shall I say, my scarlet bunk. By the way, it's pirate language now, so hope you like that. And then, oh my goodness. Oh, these are annoying stairs, especially with... That's what I did. And I also saw a spider and a zombie go in the portal. But I figured that taking their items would be allowed since a creeper... Oh, the spider actually went back out. Turns out that my attack didn't work. And then, with the last few hits, I managed to kill the last of the shulkers. I want to die. Okay, it's dead. And that meant that I could take their precious loot. Oh, it's beautiful. Diamonds. 7 diamonds, 3 golds, 14 iron. Alright, we're going back. And that was nice. Real booty. What? Planks o oak, planks o timber, planks o oak. I decided that I was gonna go back because there was something else that I wanted. Something called an elytra. Well, I wanted to get it. So, yeah, I headed over to the end ship and I thought I saw something that looked like an Among Us character, so I decided to finish it. There we go. Oh. Now, it looks like a crewmate. Or an imposter. And then, I knew it'd be hard to get up to the end ship, but I'd have to fight my way through. And with my hatchet o' steel, I knew I could do that. It actually took me quite a while to get past the first room. And there was a lot of shulkers. So I tried hiding, and since my only source of food was chorus fruit, it teleported me back to the ground whenever I ate it. So that was annoying. Or to the outside. And then after finally killing every single shulker, I killed the last one. And then I decided that there's no way I'm gonna do that. Like, lots of times. So I mined some glowstone and headed up, which was also the weirdest mining. And then I built a nice little fort for me to go and a nice little place to hide, just in case these shulkers were hard to fight. Oh, that's cool. And then, oh yeah, this was gonna be easy. The shulker couldn't even hit me. I took it out easily, built my way inside. Peg leg o' steel, gold, diamonds, chests, chest plate, diamonds, seeds. I got the elytra and tried to see if there was anything else, but there was other shulkers over there and I was really high up in the air and I didn't want to die, so I'll just head back home. I also speaking pirate language, I checked how much time I had left, and I was about almost done with 5 hours, which was approximately 20 days in Minecraft, assuming you don't sleep every night, but sleep some nights. About 5 hours is 20 days. And there just was so much stuff happening that I wanted to keep it just in 5-hour increments. Not 25 hours in one whole video. So I changed the font upside down. Stored everything in my chest. Took off my shield. Got an apple. Ate my apple. Oh. Hello everyone, I am Metro Toaster, also Mog Wiley in Java Edition, so I'm Metro Toaster in Bedrock Edition though, so didn't miss that ice. I just want to let you know that if you want more information on how this was made, I guess, or something, just more details, something, I don't know, just go to the description, and thank you for watching. And here is a death compound. What a beautiful ending.